For those of you who are taking Thesis seminar, just wanted to review the assignment that's due this week. We are in week 8, and if you go to assignments and you go to instrument design, this is due this Friday. What I'd like for you to upload to your Google Drive is basically the method section. So this week there's no reflection due, but I would like for you to complete the method section. And so let's look at an example. So when you go to your method section, you'll notice that there are 3 sections: participants, instruments, and procedure. So as you are reflecting and thinking about your designs and finishing your designs of your instruments, we're going to need to populate or complete this section. Basically, we'll need a paragraph for each section. So a paragraph for participants, a paragraph for instruments, and a paragraph for procedure. Remember that the method section should be approximately 500 words. So it is brief, but it should include all of the main points with regard to these 3 sections. When you finish your final document, the method section should be in the past tense. For now, since you haven't done the method yet, you haven't done the procedure, you can write in the future tense. Either way is fine, as long as the end product for May 23rd, as long as you're in the past tense at that point, that's fine. Please complete the section for Friday, and then afterwards, if you find that any of the method section needs to be modified or changed, that's fine. You'll have time to do that. But the idea here is that we design our instruments thinking very closely about our participants, thinking about obviously the instruments, and also the way in which we're going to apply the instruments or the procedure. So the procedure section will be those steps that you are going to follow, or in the past tense that you followed after you've done it, as far as how you collected the data. Think about the method section as information that someone else would need to know if they wanted to replicate or duplicate your study. So it's basically telling you, or the reader, how you're going to go about collecting the data and with whom you are going to collect the data about. You do not need to have citations unless you are modifying or using an instrument from someone else. So if you're modifying an instrument that originated from someone else, then you will need to have citations, but that would be the only reason. For example, in the procedural section, again, if you're following someone else's protocol or procedure, you will need to have citations, but that would be the only reason that I think you would need to include citations at this point. So many of you probably will not need any citations. Perhaps a few of you will need just a few, but again, just to reference those procedures or instruments that originated from an outside source. So try to complete the method section, approximately 500 words for this Friday. And there's nothing to upload to Canvas. There's no reflection due this week, but I will be looking next weekend at your method section. And one last thing that I forgot to mention, for the instruments, you will need to include your instruments at the end of your document as an appendix. So look here where we have an appendix for each page. So Appendix A will be one instrument, Appendix B, and so on. So you will need to upload to Canvas your instrument or your instruments that you used for your study, and you'll need to reference those within the method section. So you'll have in parentheses see Appendix A, see Appendix B, and so on. This will be at the end of the sentence whenever you mention the instrument, but within the sentence. So the period would be after the last paren. And we want to capitalize the word see, and we want to capitalize the word appendix. So if you do have any questions about what to do, what to upload for this week, feel free to contact me.